Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel where we talk about all things Facebook ads. And in today's video, I want to show you guys my favorite process currently right now for finding and working with UGC creators. So there's a ton of different ways of going about it. I personally just love this method. It's a little bit more manual. Yes, it's not like an automated system or like one specific platform that I like to use, but I really like this way because I find I source a lot better UGC creators and you have a lot more control over what is produced and how that project gets done. So I'm gonna be running through my step-by-step on how I like to work with UGC creators. And if at any point you guys have any questions or aren't certain about what I meant, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. And if you do learn anything new here today, or if you end up going to do it yourself, please do hit that like button. It definitely helps us in getting more reach and just growing this channel so that more people can learn about Facebook ads. All right, so before you start working with any UGC creator, I think it's really important to understand what are the types of elements that need to go inside of a video in order for it to convert in the first place. So yes, you could just go and reach out and ask someone to make a video for you and assume that they know every single part that you're looking for, or you assume that they know like what is suitable for a Facebook ad, what is suitable for a TikTok ad, but that's not always the case. So what I like to do with any UGC creator that I'm working with is just make sure that they understand the structure that I'm looking for. And you can structure that by using this type of document. Now you can go ahead and you can make a copy of this if you'd like. I just call it my video structure template. But there's two things inside of this. There's one, video requirements and what I'm looking for, and the actual structure of the video that they're going to follow. Let's first start with video requirements. And I think it's really important for your UGC creators to know what type of format and how long and everything it should be. So the aspect ratio that I like to use is 4:5 for the most part, because that's the size of video that's gonna fit in most placements across all the different apps that Facebook has. So it can be 1200 by 1500. That's the size I used to use. So let's actually change that to 1080 by 1350. Okay, so that's also 4:5. Or 1:1, so that would typically, I'd recommend that for like images so that it fits everywhere, because on newsfeed it would be cut off. But ideally what we're looking for is 9:16, but all the content fit in 4:5. So just highlight whatever one that you're looking for most. So if you're looking for a product shot, I'd go for like maybe 9:16, but have all content fit in 1:1, or just get different aspect ratios. But for UGC creators, 9:16, but all content fit in 4:5. So any subtitles that are gonna be on the video, any product shots or things that are actually important, you want it to fit inside of 4:5. The length ideally is under 1 minute, but there are some parts of it that can be edited down to 30 seconds. I mean, it really depends on the brand and how much explanation you really need, but I found the sweet spot ends up being like between 20 to 40 seconds. I don't have a definite answer for that, but that's kind of what I've just found so far. The video quality, you wanna make sure that it's 1080p or higher. Ideally, it's 4K. The highest resolution that you can download in or create it in is gonna be ideal, because basically it can take any size, as long as it's not this giant file that they cannot process. But for the most part, the highest quality resolution is what you want. And then I also make sure that I mention quick motion. So visually, the scenes need to change every 2 to 3 seconds. It could be a bit longer if you have some text on the screen, so you can change the room you're in, get closer to the camera, talk louder, or talk faster, or change the point of view that the camera's on. And I think that's really important, especially if you're a newer brand and you want to reach out to newer UGC creators. Not all of them have every single element ingrained in their brain. So by reminding them of the things that you're looking for, especially quick motion, because we know humans have a very small attention span, you wanna make sure that they get that point, that they really understand it, because it is very important, especially in that first 3 seconds. You want it to be quick and be moving nice and quickly so that it catches people's attention. Then it's the actual structure of the video. And I think it's important to share this, especially with newer UGC creators, once that you can educate them, but also so they understand exactly what you're looking for and they can pinpoint the types of things that they're saying to match that subject, or to match that part of the video. So first is the hook, or stating the problem. So you want it to be a probing question or statement. It can be somewhat controversial and something that will catch their attention, because the first 3 seconds is the most important part of your entire video. If anyone is going to watch the rest of the video, it's because they started watching the first 3 seconds. So you need to capture what it is that you're talking about and make sure that they understand the solution that you have or the problem that you're solving right off the bat. Now, I have linked this to a ton of different hooks that you can use for different industries. Okay, there's just a bunch written down here, and that hopefully they can kind of spark some creativity for you. Alternatively, you can go to ChatGPT and ask them to help you with some hooks specifically for your brand. Okay, this is actually taken from another source, so I didn't write those all myself. I just linked to them and put them all in there so it's easily accessible. The second part of the video is the problem agitator or a positive reinforcer. So if the first part of your video was a problem, then agitate that problem. Poke at the bear, poke at that problem that is something the other person feels very relatable to. It's like, holy crap, like you're so right, I am facing that problem. If it was a positive reinforcer, continue explaining why it's a positive outcome or how you solve it, the positive outcome, that kind of thing. So whatever that hook was, just continue reinforcing and stating that problem that people are having. Then provide a simple solution. So show them how easy your solution is compared to someone else's. Show them how easy it is to use or how simple the process is. Just make it very simple and show them what your solution is. Then you can actually demonstrate the product. Now, depending on the type of video that they're creating, they may have already had that section like early in the video, but basically you wanna make sure that you're actually demonstrating how your product works, how someone would use it, and really show them the core features and exactly what it does. Ideally, your Facebook ad is explaining everything that the person needs to know about your product or service. While yes, you wanna leave some curiosity for them to actually click and go see your landing page or to get in contact with you, for the most part, people are consuming tons and tons of content. So the more that you can educate them about what it is and how you solve that problem, the better your ad is probably gonna perform. Part 5 of this video would be validation or social proof. So in a UGC video, a lot of that actually already is a testimonial or it already is showing a before and after. So this section is kind of optional, but let's say for example, you had just like regular images going by. I would definitely put in a validation or social proof section where you like copy and paste a testimonial into your video. But for a UGC video, for the most part, they're actually already giving the social proof. Alternatively, what you could do in this part of the video is maybe show a few different people also saying the same type of thing or showing different features or benefits about that product or service. Again, product or service. And then finally, what I think actually makes an ad different than just like something on your organic feed is the call to action. So if and when they finish your video watching it, what do you want them to do? Tell them exactly where they should go, what they should do. But what I've actually found in UGC videos is that when it's a little bit more casual, that's actually what tends to perform a little bit better. So I'm seeing a lot of videos, and I get it because we put call to action in here and we say enter a clear call to action. Let's say you're buying crackers that are gluten-free. So if you're looking for gluten-free crackers, check out cracker.com. Although yes, it is a call to action, what I actually do find is that when it's more casual, so to all my gluten-free girlies out there, check out cracker.com. And I'm finding that the more we lean towards more casual UGC versus like very kind of salesy, if that's the way we want to explain it, it actually tends to perform better because it looks a lot more natural for us to watch versus like watching a obvious sales video. We're gonna get into it a little bit after, but that's kind of what I want to say about the call to action or just the whole video in general is to try to keep it as casual as possible, right? So then we get to the next section and I just linked to some different B-roll and kind of what I mean by B-roll. For the most part, your UGC creators are gonna know exactly what that means. But then just below, we actually have this structure that I will literally use this structure if I'm gonna give my UGC creator a script. So in this column right here, you're gonna follow the different sections of the video and you're gonna write your script. So if you're kind of confused about how a structure of a video works, even though we said these different elements, how it works, it's basically different scenes in the video. So the hook, you're gonna write the hook and then you're gonna explain what should be happening in that scene. Then for that same hook, you're gonna state a problem agitator, and you're gonna write the script, then you're gonna tell them exactly what should be in the scene. So let's say, for example, we're selling our gluten-free crackers. A hook could be something like, does your tummy rumble every time you try new crackers? Okay. My problem, let's say we're educating them a little bit. It's probably because your crackers contain lots of garbage, including gluten. Okay, so in this case, my problem is agitating the hook. So it's like really explaining further why your tummy might be rumbling after you try new crackers. So I'm just gonna put these two examples in here, but for the solution, you say, well, introducing the gluten-free crackers, la la la. And then in this scene, we would say, show yourself trying a new cracker and immediately your stomach hurting. Make sure your face shows you are in distress. Okay, so you can give your UGC creator some prompts as to what exactly it is that you're looking for. Now, this can be as elaborate or as broad as possible. It kind of depends on your level of expertise and what exactly it is that you're looking for. But I would follow this type of structure and just give some guidance at least for your UGC creator so that they know exactly what it is that you're looking for. Now, with that in mind, now we know what the structure of a video is, we know what the video requirements are, and we also know how to provide them that information. So honestly, you could literally just share this with your UGC creator and that would also work. Now, when it comes to actually finding your UGC creator, I personally love using Twitter. Now, I have recommended things like Billow, and there's a few other different apps like TikTok Marketplace and stuff, but honestly, where I found the most success and the highest quality of UGC creators has actually been on Twitter. And I kind of just feel like because the UGC creators need to maybe put in a little bit more effort, it's really like them marketing themselves versus a platform that gives them clients. It's just higher quality, and I've just found it a lot easier to work with them. Now, it is important that you are scoping out the right person to work with and that you are doing your due diligence and keeping track of them. So there's a few ways that you could go about this. One way that I've really liked doing, since our agency actually has a Twitter, and I'm actively following new UGC creators, I'm kind of stay up to date here, is that we will actually go onto Twitter and make a post saying that we are looking for a specific type of UGC creator in a specific location. So for example, looking for some UGC creators in the construction/home improvement space in the USA. Comment your portfolio below. So you could do the exact same thing on your brand's page if you don't have a Twitter yet. It doesn't even matter if you have a lot of followers or not. This type of thing actually still works and I'll explain why in just a second, but I'm just gonna continue giving a few more examples. So with just that post, we got 19 people who replied, and I just said, thank you guys to everyone who replied. We'll be checking out your portfolios. All right, so looking for content creators in the Kansas City area, photographer and videographer for a countertop and cabinet company. Please provide a link to your portfolio. Can't wait to hear from you, okay? So now depending on the industry, it may get a lot of replies or it may not, but this has actually worked really well. If you don't get a lot of replies, I'll show you a different way of going about getting your UGC creators. All right, looking for UGC creators in the finance industry in the US. Simple at-home videos, no product. And here I actually even stated the price per video. So this can also help weed out anyone who's maybe charging really, really high or really, really low. But honestly, the more specific that you can get, I think is better because it saves you from needing to explain it through messages afterwards. So looking for UGC creators in industry for this type of product, explain where they're gonna shoot it, and you could even include the price if you wanted to weed out some creators. And you can see that this one actually got 59 different people that replied and shared their portfolio with us. So that's one way of going about it, is posting directly on your Twitter profile. Now, another way of going about it is actually using the Twitter search bar. And what you can do is go UGC creators. Actually, we're gonna remove the plural. We're just gonna go UGC creator. Because ultimately, we're looking for the UGC keyword. UGC creator, UGC creator, UGC creator. A lot of UGC creators have been taught to put the UGC creator in their bio so that people can find them. And that's exactly what we do. Now, if you wanted to get a little bit more specific, you could go like UGC creator, beauty, again, another keyword. And people who are UGC creators in the beauty, fashion, lifestyle industry are gonna show up there. So that's another way that I like to go about it. And alternatively, you can also say looking for UGC creators. Now, this is gonna search up brands or agencies, whatever, that are currently looking for UGC creators. So you can go through all of the different posts and look, 43 replies for someone who's looking for a female creator in the beauty niche. It's a gifted collab. Now, if you are a brand in the beauty niche, you can go to this post, you can look at the creators and see if you wanna work with any of them. Okay, so that's 3 different ways that you can search up UGC creators on Twitter, and that's what I've been doing, and I love using that method. However, we do need to weed out the great creators to the not so great creators, and the way you do that is actually by, let's just, click up this girl here. I don't know who she is, never seen her before, but we're gonna click it up. And we're going to look at her profile, okay? So you can always look at the images, you can look at their bio, and they're always gonna have the location and their portfolio attached to their Twitter page. So you can open up their portfolio and you can have a look at what they do. So do you like the way they look? Do you like what they stand for? Do you like, where they've been featured? And for the most part, they're always gonna have example videos. Again, UGC creating is a new and upcoming industry. And so there's actually a lot of competition. So like, if you don't like someone, you can always work with the next person, okay? You can go through their content and continue looking at, what they have to offer. Do you like their style? And there's always ways of learning more about them. So if you want to check out their TikTok or their Pinterest, you could. And then once you do like someone, so let's say I did like this girl, what I'm gonna do is open up probably just a simple Google Sheet. And then I would put source. So if you're looking on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, I try to put the source in there just so you can keep track of it. We're gonna put their name, their portfolio. I find it really nice to just put their email in there as well so you have easy access to it. And then you can put notes and just write kind of what it is that you liked about them. So source for this person, we're gonna put Twitter. I think her name was Sam Jones. Hi, Sam Jones, if you see this video. Sam Jones Sanderson, okay. Sanderson. Okay, we're gonna open up her portfolio. And if you are an agency or media buyer, you can always share this type of sheet with your team. If you are a brand, then you can keep that and you can keep all the people that you liked. And then if you wanna reach out to them in the future, you can. You don't have to go back and search everyone up again to see who you want to work with. And then their email is usually going to be in their bio as well. So I'm just going to copy that over. And then once you get approval or once you actually do want to work with them, it's very easily accessible. Notes, she was blonde from Alabama. I don't know, whatever you want to write there. Keep it as notes so that just by looking at this Google Sheet, who that person is and why you like them, okay? Let me go UGC creators. Now, I'm not gonna share this sheet with you. Honestly, it's like 5 different columns that you can just write it yourself, and whatever other column you want to add in here, you can. So then when it actually comes to reaching out to these UGC creators, you can either send them an email directly. So if we're gonna copy their email and put it into your Google Sheet, you can just send them a nice email. Hi, Samantha, I saw that you work in the beauty niche. See if you wanted to create some content for my brand. Always explain what your brand is. Link to as many things as possible so that they can really get a good idea of if they want to work with you or not. If you don't want to send them an email directly, you could also keep it directly on Twitter. A lot of them do check their inboxes really frequently. So you can say the exact same thing. Hi, Sam, I saw that you create a lot of content in the beauty and travel space. I was wondering if you wanted to create some content for my brand. It's insert your brand. I'm looking to pay about $100 to $150 per video. To be honest, you're probably not gonna get anything really below that. And if you are, it's probably gonna be some subpar work. That's really just the standard that I've seen for at least one video. And then you'd have to discuss like, well, what's really included? Is it full editing? Is it every single scene has to be written out by yourself, or are they gonna provide the script? So honestly, with UGC creators, if they don't have a process in place or a link where they can send you directly, it's okay for you to ask additional questions. Just do be vigilant of their time and don't be asking like a million, but whatever you need to know, like they're a business as well, so you can ask questions to them to make sure that the process goes by smoothly. And then from there, if they do agree to working with you, often, if they are well established, they're gonna have their own process. So they're gonna say, okay, so pay me 50% now, pay me for 50% later. And this is why it's really important for you to do your due diligence and make sure that, I don't know, they have a decent amount of followers, they do have a portfolio, they do look trustworthy, so that you aren't just sending your money to some random person. Then from there, you can ask, okay, well, is it fully scripted by you or do you want me to do it? And they actually might have different prices depending on how their process works. Or if you also want to share them that sheet, then you can tell them, hi, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I just want to make sure we have all of these elements inside of the video. Can you then send me a script back that has these different parts? Often they're pretty cooperative into what you're looking for, as long as you're asking like competent questions. Okay, so and try to do as much research as you can before you're asking that question as well. So that is essentially what my process looks like. I found it just higher quality UGC creators because you're really going through it and seeing what you like and what you don't like. And really, no matter what industry or what brand you work with, there's always someone who's looking for work and looking to work with your brand. So just make sure you have good communication, that you do your due diligence to working with someone that you actually like and that represents your brand. And it just takes a few times to really get comfortable with it. So don't be afraid. If you had any questions, comments, concerns, drop them in the comment section below. And like this video if you learned anything new today, or if you're gonna go out and try this method. I will see you in the next video.